electric. Ooh, it's electric. Running down your spine, taking up your time, feeling every line. Can you feel it?
Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? I'm actually going to be, I'm Nicole. I play Tank and Crawl or Die.
Right. I'm Oklahoma Ward, writer, director, producer. I got Crawl or Die. And Crawl or Die the sequel.
I'm going to be trying the new fleet thing on Twitter, so we'll see how this works.
Yeah, because last night, 2 of the Japanese magazines started writing about us. And last night we were inundated doing the whole translate thing on Twitter.
Hi Twitter, in case anyone's here. This is our first fleet. It's a Crawl or Die live right now, so I just wanted to do that little intro.
Yeah, so Nicole's going to be doing that. We've got a program coming. Should be tomorrow. That we can do it all through this site, which will help a lot.
Hi Bianca. Hi Diane.
No lie, though.
What up, Jim C?
We still will be having to translate, and it's a big deal for us because when we got all the information back from the distributors,
Hey Gavin.
There's over 200,000 fans that we have in Japan, and so they're very important to us.
Thanks,
so while Nikki's talking half the time,
hi Donna.
I'm the one that has to do translation.
Hey Corey.
Because over there, contrary to America, they're interested in talking to the director over there, and then America's more interested in talking to her over there. So I do a lot of that stuff. But we do have some news. I'll let Nikki tell you all the news. It's it's pretty damn funny.
Okay. So it's not bad news. Hold on, I'm just sharing this fleet thing. Okay, it's not bad news. It is a little setback for a second, but we're gonna be fine. The Kickstarter people, because we made some changes to the campaign and didn't just repost the same campaign, are wanting to review it to make sure that everything looks good. So we have to wait for them to review it before we can launch, but it's ready to go. It's been submitted as of yesterday. And we were hoping they would approve it today, but they have not yet. And I think it's just because it's the weekend. So it's, it might be Monday, but we're not sure. So we kind of have to wait for them to approve us before we can launch it.
Yeah, I'll clear that up a little differently. We don't kind of have to wait. We have to wait.
Yeah, we have to wait.
Number 2, it's not because it's the weekend. They wrote us a letter and said that because we did changes to the campaign, they were afraid that we were trying to change it during our campaign. Yet,
oh, I didn't see the letter.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Yet, no, that's okay.
Okay.
Yet I was going. It's so funny. I'm going to compare this to a little story. We had a pet that passed away, and we've used the same vet for 50 years. And they always send you a condolence card.
It was Carolyn, yeah.
And it comes like 3 weeks afterwards. And we kind of called them up and we said, listen, we appreciate it. It's heartfelt, but you just threw us right back into depression. Like, well, please don't, because we have a lot of pets. So what Kickstarter kept doing is after the campaign for the next 14 hours, they kept sending us.
Oh, they're still sending it. I got one today, and it does this thing where it's like, new update.
New update.
You failed.
You failed.
And like, thanks, guys.
Jesus, we've got like 20 updates.
We got the memo. So,
but they do it in like with parentheses and stars, like, you have a new update. We're like, hey, I wonder what it. Oh yeah, we know that. And then like 3 hours later, she'd be like, well, got another one.
So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We are still doing filming this weekend because we're filming tomorrow. So we're gonna go live during filming, and we're going to stay, as up to date as possible with you guys when it's approved. And we'll launch like the moment that we're able to. We did add some new perks that we could show you right now that are going to be available. So we have.
Wait, before you show those, I have another funny story to tell you all, because I just figured, you know what? Since you all were kind enough on a Saturday night to be here, I'm just going to share some funny stories with you all until the campaign kicks off. This translator from Japan, because last night was crazy. Started about, again, my phone started going off. And again, at my age, that means somebody in the family died. So I start going, oh my God. And it was like 30 different messages from people in Japan. By the way, what that means is,
thank you,
if you guys are followers of us on Twitter, please, please, please.
Exactly.
These are the Japan people are some of the biggest supporters of us. They bring us in a ton of money throughout the whole year. Even when we don't have a campaign, they started their own fund drive and would send us money. And they're the ones that forced the distributor in Japan. It was a horrible deal for us, and we were just going to take it. It literally was like $100, and they owned it for 20 years. But we had no negotiating power. And then the Japan fans found out about it because somebody leaked what the deal was. I don't know who that was. But anyway, they got us almost a better deal than America. So I would say that anybody who's in the movie specifically, and you're on Twitter, don't just retweet. Thank them. Like,
if you go to Google Translate, it's pretty easy to like just look up how to say thank you.
Translate on Twitter too.
Well, not for you to type. Like, you can translate what they said, but I'm saying if you reply to them, I go to Google Translate and I just put thank you and like
that
hashtag.
Might be a little too much. I mean, if you guys want to do that, that's great because they can hit translate too.
The actors could do it.
I mean, Anyway, so the funny story about that was the translator. Because I got up. I mean, I woke her up, and believe me, waking her up out of a sleep is...
Don't do it.
It's like poking a bear.
Yeah, don't do it.
So anyway, the translator said, listen, it'd be really nice if you could say thank you in Japanese to them. Because we were talking to them like a podcast on Twitter. And I said, yeah, look, I have a hard enough time with English. I don't know that you want me to do that. So he was like, no, just repeat after me. Now, I don't know why this kept coming out of my mouth, but this is all I heard. Undam gleben glauben globen. And I just kept saying that. And he finally kept saying, I don't know what you're saying. So I had to pull up the Def Leppard song, and then he started cracking up. He was like, okay. You don't, I'll translate all the time.
Exactly, Bianca. Don't mess with me when I'm sleeping. Arigato. That's right. That's how you say it. Exactly. Arigato. Hey. Oh, please stop.
Okay.
See, you know how to say it. Wrong song. Hey, Sean, what's going on? So yeah, I was gonna just show. It's not a lot of new perks, but we did add a couple things. So the on this perk, we're going to be giving out these really cool buttons, which you can kind of see in the top right over here. That's not the final picture, but that's the idea of what they're going to look like. We'll update it with the newer tank picture of the Mohawk from this movie, because that's from the last movie.
Right.
And then we're also adding, hold on, let me share the other one. a graphic novel. So instead of just a comic book, it's like a graphic novel, and we'll sign it and everything. But
Yeah, it's 100 pages long.
yeah, it's going to be awesome. And that's also available on different perks that are lower as a digital, but we are offering a printed out graphic novel signed by us. So we're pretty excited.
The reason we had to put the printed out one in that is 100 pages graphic novel is expensive.
Yeah.
But we decided we would do some of those and sign those. But we're also going to do multiple campaigns. Number one, I know that there's a lot of artists on here following us, and what I'm going to allow is in that 100-page graphic novel, 4 pages front and back, so that'll be 8. A contest, and I'm just telling you right now that Johnny Baines already has one. That people can send in their own rendition of Tank, and we will put them on there with your name, with your web address, and then also we're going to be doing for the 50 first people that back us, we are going to have
for $25 or more.
Yeah, for $25 or more, only because of how expensive they are.
I can probably show a picture of what they're going to look like.
But we're going to do enamel pins for people.
So they
that's just for the first 50 people of 25 or more.
Let me find.
Because I don't want people coming on here for $5 because it costs more than $5 and I have one made.
Kickstarter. Hold on, I saved them today.
Plus, I have a real funny story again to share with all you people that are here. Because I know that nobody did this because there's only 2 people that did this, and one was a site that wanted to charge us $4,000 to try and help us raise the $20,000, which we said no to. So there was a person, you guys don't know them, they're from overseas.
Sure. Let me see.
And the minute the campaign ended, they wrote me this 3-paragraph letter and was like, hey, I just want to make sure that I get my $1 that I donated back and that you didn't charge me for it. And I was like, yeah, you don't get charged that and all that. And then they wanted to know if they were getting any perks for that $1. And if so, they might consider sending me the $1 back. And I said, well, you're going to get a big thank you from me. But I love it that all of our fans.
Oh, yeah. See you back. Twitter is just audio.
Yeah, Twitter is just audio.
Yes.
It's like listening to a podcast.
Yay. Hey, Jeremy.
That all the people that know us and all the people that donated the money, not one of you all wrote us and was like, I just want to make sure. That's what makes me love you guys. And I'm not putting that person down. I just find the irony sometimes on
here's what
how people are and how they react to things.
Yeah, it was $1. So this is the site we're ordering them from. This is kind of what they look like. So we're gonna deal with a Mohawk that is a cut out enamel type pin.
Yeah.
And the first 50 people, $25 or more, will get one of those with their perk. So
and we're not gonna put a time limit on it, but
nope, just the first 50.
It'll be just the first 50. And again, you know, I know I don't have to remind you all of this, but you know, we have to be very careful with the perks that we put out there because we have to make sure that, you know, us fulfilling and shipping and paying for the perks doesn't eat up all the money that we need to buy the hard drive. And now I'm not going to get into it, but I'm having to buy a new speed processor because my movie is so special effects laden that running into a couple of issues there. But, you know.
We also are doing the Tank Army cards. So these are the old ones. I'm going to be completely redesigning them with new ones. But we're going to be doing these for backers. No matter what price point, you're going to get a Tank Army membership card with your photograph.
Right.
And then for...
well, we got to talk to Jeremy. Jeremy's going to be here tomorrow, and I need to sit down and talk with him because he's offered some of his services, but I want to make sure, number one, that he's not in the possibility of getting in trouble. What we'd like to do is create a kind of perk for all the fans that signed up and helped us for the first one, that we can kind of give them something just for coming back around. And we'd like to give them like a physical card, but
like
I don't
a printed
know,
card.
I don't know how much that is or anything, Oh, it's about 20 cents. Do I get 4 graphic
I'm
novels?
getting you a pin.
Yes, Ian. That was my point.
Hey, Jason.
It wasn't me trying to be cheap or anything. But I did love the irony that there were people.
Diane wants a signed photo of you in a Speedo for $1.
Corey
Corey said he definitely wants one too. I think he meant a pin, but we're gonna.
Lord. Anyway, I just love it that
warning
you
before it
guys
goes live.
were like,
Yes, Bianca, we will say as soon as we get approved, we're gonna be pushing
was
it out
3
there, so
paragraphs
we'll
long.
everybody know.
it was 3 paragraphs long. Like it was literally like, I don't know what the legality of this, but I'm not gonna be very happy if you took my $1. And did I get any perks for $1? And I'm like,
First
no.
50 backers
I don't
for
think you got a
25
perk for
or
$1,
over,
but-
Tana. So the first people that donate 25 or over. First 50 people. I only want perks if you pay me.
I know,
That's
that's
how
kind of
it
how it
works.
felt.
I love that lippy color. Thank you. It's actually called Tank Girl. Perfect. 50. Yes, 50.
Yeah.
Either or I was fine, I guess. He wants both.
So listen, while
well-
everybody's here, I promise you I'm going to keep this under 3 minutes. But the Japan people that have stayed up that are asking this question real quick, they found out that I was in the Cannes Film Festival with my movie when it came out. I want to make this very clear. It was an honor. They did screen the movie. We did get written up about why we were there. We weren't there. The movie was there. Now, for people who know what the Cannes Film Festival it is the most prestigious film festival on the planet. Every major deal that goes down goes there, or Sundance. But Sundance is more my speed. It's more towards independents and Native Americans. Thank God for you, Robert Redford. But the Cannes Film Festival, there is 2 Cannes Film Festivals. I mean, there's only one, but all the stars and all the big movies are on the top level.
Excuse
And
me,
then
it's Cannes.
Cannes Film
Get
Festival.
it right.
And then underground is the largest basement that's miles long, 20 feet tall. They have movie theaters down there and everything. And that's where all the movies that don't have Al Pacino or Meryl Streep or Chris Pine in it, that's where we were. And believe me, we were still ecstatic to be there. So I'm just telling because the fan group is writing me going, if you're going to be there next year, we want to go. And I want to go, okay, well, you don't want to pay for the passes to be up top. So I know that's hundreds of dollars. But you can pay $25 and be down below, and you can see all sorts of great independent films down there, kind of more my speed. So I didn't want to make that clear because I didn't want to get I wouldn't be able to read them all. I'd have to translate them really fast. But all the griping going, wait, you where were you? And be like, well, we were underground. So, yeah, there. I've explained that.
In the basement.
In the basement.
We also are bringing back the majority of the other perks. I think all of them. The only thing we got rid of was stickers. We put in the pins instead, the enamel pins.
Yeah.
But everything else is back. So if you bought a perk before and you still really want that perk, it's going to be there. The jackets are still limited, obviously. So only 2 per size, except for one of them. There's only 1. So get those quick if you want them, because we did sell out of 3 of the sizes last time.
Tana.
All backers get Tank Iron membership cards.
No, not.
They won't get physical ones. They will get digital ones.
No.
What?
No, not everybody, because you got to make all those.
Yeah, but it's not hard.
Oh, okay.
I was going to give them to all
gifs.
backers,
Okay.
but physical ones, no. Physical ones, we'll have to figure that out. We'll see.
Well, I've got to wait till we talk to Jeremy tomorrow.
Yeah. But yeah, the digital ones, I make them, and then it's pretty easy just to replace the photo for each person and put their information in there. So
Yeah, so here's a couple things since I have some of the actors here. Number 1, and I'm going to be talking to you all individually. Number 1, we got all the analytics back. And thank God for you all. It is 50% of the people prefer me on here talking. 50% of the people prefer Nicole on here talking. In Japan, it's 80% me. Here in the U.S., it's more geared towards her. But at the same time, having us both on together got a 85%. That's what we want to see. So that makes us feel really good. Number 2, you guys, somebody brought up those pins, and we threw that out to our test audience, and that got 100% on the buttons in the twins.
That was Casey. She's the one that
thank you,
that.
Casey.
Yeah,
very much for that. And then the Tank Army cars, the Japan people started a little 210 signature drive to bring those back, and we were like, "Damn, how did we forget those?"
We love
so
you,
we're gonna do those.
Thank you. That means no one can sleep at all or no pee breaks.
Yeah. well, we can switch up a little bit. Like I said, I'll be coming on here at like 3:30, 3:45 in the morning, and I won't be promoting it so much here in the U.S., talking to the people in Japan. Like last night, they were writing me and hashtagging me and all that kind of stuff. It's not that they don't love Nicole. It's kind of funny. They find it disrespectful to be bothering her. They don't find it disrespectful to be bothering me.
I try to tell them you don't bother me, but
yeah, but and then you know I'll wake her up to talk to them, but they get like our actors. They freeze up. They don't say anything. They just sit there and politely smile and cover their face and won't talk to her. Which reminds me, here was the biggest critique we had. We had over 200 people ask us about our actors in the movie, why they won't talk. And I'm like, I don't know. And they were like, I mean, they're in the PR business even for themselves. I'm like, I don't know. So I'm going to give a class to my actors, because we're going to interview you all individually on here.
Yes, one at a time. We will contact you about what day and time you can come on, and we'll bring you each on. You can be at your house, but you can come on through your phone or your computer. We're going to interview you, but you have to talk. You can't sit there quietly.
Diane,
I think if it doesn't start when I'm sleeping, I want to be top 50.
Here's what we'll do. We will make sure that we hold one back for you, because I know that your hours are way different than all the people here in the U.S., and you have backed us forever.
Yeah.
So
we'll save you one day.
We'll save a slot for you.
Oh, Jeremy, you're torturing me. I hope you bring me some tomorrow.
I didn't shut up on the last stream. What are you talking about?
Are you talking about Oak or yourself?
No, in fact, Jeremy, I'm gonna tell you two things. Number one, you were the most liked out of all the actors because of your thank you videos. Number two, they said we wish he would talk more. Like, is he excited to be in the movie, and what movies excite him? And
give him a beer. We tried that. We even gave him shots.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I believe that they will do better. They just need us to.
Yeah, we're going to give them a PR course, because Nikki and I had to go through one.
Yes.
Like, we had to go through one. And
did you just mention me or someone else called Ian or sounds like Ian? I don't know, maybe.
Well, no, I did say, I was talking about sexiest man on the planet. And
or maybe you heard Steven?
I mean, normally I talk about myself that way, but
was it Steven?
It might have been.
Hey, now we are all pretty chatty on the first cast Q&A. I'll attribute that to the
you weren't.
I was wearing.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't. No, y'all weren't.
You should rewatch it.
You should rewatch that. I guarantee you that all of you all together didn't have more than 25 sentences put together. That's a promise. If you don't believe me, go rewatch it.
Hey, Dad, how's it going? Ian! So I keep refreshing the page, hoping it'll get approved any second. But the minute it does, we are going to go live. So we will let you know, absolutely.
And we are going to be filming tonight.
Yes.
So we probably, we'll end this one here in a little bit.
Oh, but I don't have all the costumes. I think Matt and Lori's are here.
What are you talking about?
I took them to the bar crawl, and then they got locked in the bar, so they're in Jamie's car. But if I need to go get them at our house, I can go get them. Oak is the sexiest. I agree. Sexiest man alive right there.
Oh, Diane. Thank you so much. Wait, what is this?
Besides you and Matt, are there any actors in the first movie and this one? Yes, Jeremy was in the first movie.
Yep.
And he's in this one. I think that no, Larry. Larry was in the first movie, and he's in this one also. He plays. So I'll show you the two people. So this guy right here. What are you laughing at?
Brian's deal.
And then this guy right here, and this guy right here. So all of them were in the first movie before.
Okay, guys, I need you to be polite for 1 second. I'm sorry. I promise you I can answer this 2 minutes. The Japan fan group. I'm translating this.
The controller who ran the console while this is. What are you
Yes.
talking about?
Hold on, Nicole.
Okay.
Because they asked me to speak a little slower in the answer. So everybody, hold on. I'm not drunk. I'm doing this for their
He's a
translator.
little drunk.
Yes, Tank is on the road. Damn. Wait. Oh, I hope you didn't get that.
I'm on the road. John was in the first one. Yes, that's right. I don't have a photo of John.
This is hard to
But
answer.
Jonathan Dixon was in the first movie, and he came back for this movie as well. I'm not drunk.
Tank is on the road to redemption, and if you're asking if she finally gets to confront the monster in Alien Crawl, I would say that's a 50-50 good odds.
I'm ready. Let's go, Alien.
Yeah, they call it Alien Crawl. They're all excited for the Alien Crawl sequel in Japan.
Yes.
They were
Alien
flipping
Crawl
out
2.
about it. So again, one of the things that we are going to be doing for the graphic novel is reaching out to multiple artists. We might. I know I'm going to reach out to two of the fans. One, Johnny Baines, for sure. And then we'll probably run some sort of contest for the other ones to be included in the graphic novel. The majority of the graphic novel will be put out in digital form,
Well, look
but
who's
we are going to be
here.
able to afford a certain amount of signed graphic novels and all that.
Not getting here with
And,
that shirt.
Hold on. Again, we have the shyest actors on the
Look
planet.
at that shirt.
God, here we go.
Oh my god! If it was British, it'd be a pub
As it
crawl.
slows down
Yes,
the
a pub crawl.
broadcast
Exactly. I couldn't be in a movie. I'm terrible at keeping secrets, so I'd for sure give spoilers. Oh no, that's not good. That's not good. We'd have to have you sign an NDA. They're saying hi, friends.
Hi.
Mouse and Joker. So yeah, what are we filming tonight, Oak?
Tonight we're doing. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go on tonight and talk to the Japan fans. Yeah, I mean, I can't.
I just saw the shirt.
Paragraph.
Yeah. You couldn't tell he was wearing one, huh? Ridiculous.
Oh shoot.
Oh my god.
Wait a minute.
Second sexiest man
Oh,
next to Oak.
so here's some good news. Toxic Acid Bath from Japan, who runs the second largest horror site, just gave us a 5-page article in
Oh,
Japan,
nice.
and
We'll be sure to share it.
yeah, we will be posting all this stuff on Facebook. I know, but you guys should be excited about it too. You won't be able to read it. You would have to go to Google Translate, but you'll see the pictures and everything.
It's a manly
Man, we're getting
shirt.
so many.
It is a manly shirt.
It
Indeed,
really
it is.
popping off in Japan.
It has a hairy back. Ew. Ew. It looks so realistic. If it gets sweaty, I'm out of here.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Now show them your real belly. It's pretty much the
5,
same.
6, 7, 8.
Oh man, that shirt needs a film of its
Oh,
own.
there you go.
Indeed.
Here we go. You guys are witnesses. So I'll read it right here.
Okay.
2 people behind Ms. Alonso. Who are they? Are they in the movie? What do they do? They don't look like not drunk. That's the Japan fans asking a question right now.
They are in the movie. Here's Joker. And here's Mouse.
I'm gonna have to give you all a PR class. That's I can tell. I can tell. I'm like, have you guys not watched actors give interviews?
Get Lori a matching one-piece bathing suit of a shirt. Yes, a hairy one.
Okay.
She jumped in before I could.
All right, and so,
Go ahead.
but you got to make sure to say hello, Japan, before you do it because they're watching. You know, just
Hello,
talk about your
Japan.
love for movies. And ask about how you were excited about
Probably
being
got a
in the movie.
picture of me without a shirt on. I thought it was Matt. So that's it.
Yeah, hello Japan. I play Joker, and
I play
that's
Mouse.
my wife over there. She plays Mouse, and we do the special effects for the movies. Yeah, that's us.
Matt builds the creature, and Lori does like all the blood and the wounds and all that kind of stuff. They're
So,
really good
let's
at it.
see. Is
And they're married in real life. Oh, now kiss. Oh.
is Steve? Steve, you here? If you're still here,
What do you do on the effects, Matt?
hey Emily, nice to see you.
I build the creature,
You did the creature in the first movie.
and the creature in the first movie. Let's see what else. And I operated the blood cannon several times.
Okay, I'm gonna give you all Steve. This is important for you to remember because now, granted, we had to go through a PR class. Nicole and I did on the first movie. I'm gonna help these guys out here real quick. Right there, you go, Bianca. So first of all, do you like horror movies? Were you excited? What was the first day on set like? Were you about to throw up? Or was it just really easy for you?
How many questions
Also-
are you gonna ask? Let's start with one.
Okay. Do you like horror movies?
I love them. If you can't tell by my
There you
tattoos.
go. Come over here and show some of that.
Which one?
Yeah,
more
throw
lighting
on that one. Yeah. There you go. And show everybody how much you love the first movie.
And for
All right, Japan, get ready. That is Tank.
You get, yeah.
Wait, you gotta hold it up there longer.
No,
Look
getting
at
there.
that.
There you go.
He has a tattoo of Tank on his leg. Number 2. What was the first day on set like when you had to act? Were you nervous or?
Yes, I was very nervous because I've never really acted before. I mean,
But you're really good.
I try.
Yeah.
I try.
He knows really good. I promise you all, by 3 days from now, I'm going to have these two rattling off stories left and right. So you have a lot of questions. I felt like I was going to be prompted to answer questions. Yeah, well, that's in your own head. Remember, keep your head up, look at camera, get your voice out there. Number 2, did you take anything from the set, from the first movie? I did.
What? Nothing left the building.
Like take anything?
Yeah,
like,
to, like, keep-
mentally or
Oh,
keep,
no.
like I mean, like no, really? Like you talking physically?
Yeah, physically, did you steal anything?
That's like I was a little traumatized. To be honest.
Nope.
Nope.
Besides alcohol from our cupboard, did you steal anything on
Please.
this movie?
Nope, because it's all still here.
Yep.
Steve says, nice ink.
Thank you, thank you.
Did it take long for the alien design to come about? Great question, Diane.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. In the first movie,
I'm going to go pee.
yeah, there you go.
You can sit right here. Sit right here. Look in the camera. Show people that beautiful mug.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Get used to it because you're going to be down here a lot.
Lori, you get up here so they can see your pretty face.
Well, the hair really stands out on the chest.
Hi.
Oh. From the first movie, the alien design came up.
Live
with,
streak lessons?
What?
Loretta said live streak lessons 101 with your host, Oklahoma Ward.
Yeah.
It's 'cause
No,
he
but
made
seriously, Matt, seriously, the people in Japan
Yeah.
love Alien Crawl, and they really are asking those
Yes,
questions.
please.
Like,
Sorry, Matt. I
They
didn't mean
want
to
you to
interrupt you.
talk about how you came up with the idea. Was it difficult? And like, where did this start? Because they're amazed. I just want to tell you something. In their culture, they're not allowed to go out and try things. So they don't understand. They think that you've studied and taken classes and done this your whole life.
Best typo ever.
So just talk about that for like 2 or 3 minutes. Because I know you're excited about it.
Okay.
There you go.
Alien. Here we go. How it came about. Like I said, I wasn't really part of Crawler Die until the special effects artist that they had
Crapped out.
said, I know a guy who can build an alien because he wasn't good at building stuff like that. He figured I was and everything. So I came about, and Oak was sending me like ideas of what he wants the hands to look like, what he wants the head to look like the little leg things on the back. They weren't as long as what it originally came out to be. And like, he was highly influenced by Alien, of course. Just a lot of the stuff that he was sending me, it was Alien, you know?
That's true.
So I was trying to use his designs, or ideas, and make my own, make it different. That way it doesn't look like we're copying it, it's different in its own way. So the little leg things that he had sent me sketches of on the back, I just extended them longer to make it more like a crab, like creature, crab, spider-like. The head kept the long, so that's pretty much the same, but it's different.
It was flat and more wide
and heavy, and the tail, it was different. Hands were different, but the way that I had designed it, because he said that he just wants certain parts to catch light, so it don't have to be highly detailed.
Right.
So I was like, okay. So I just built kind of like an exoskeleton, things that would catch light, but it wasn't a full suit.
Right. Yeah.
And it wasn't a full enclosed suit. It was just like pieces here, pieces there, stuff that would not look human. And then...
And I would say that you made costumes your whole life.
Yeah.
And just kind of did it on your own. You don't have formal training or anything
well,
like
there,
that.
Steve said, how did you learn to do this?
Yeah.
Taught myself. I mean...
There you go.
Look at you, Matt!
Just taught myself. It's just like... I would just take things from the kitchen and go buy stuff, and I'm like, or I'd look at something and I'd be like, what can I make out of that? So it's just how
I'll tell you a funny story about him. This is how I knew I wanted to work with him. I asked him one time that he was down here because he was helping the other guy before I let that person out the door. I said, what'd you do Saturday? And he said, I can't remember what store it was, but he went, I just went walking around the store, seeing if I could find stuff to make something cool out of. I was like, no, but what'd you do for fun? He was like, that's what I did. I walked around the store for like an hour, and I just went, oh, here's a flower pot that if I turn it upside down, it would be a cool alien head. And if I cut this off, and then here's 2 plastic glasses that I could glue onto the side to make ears. And I went, for what? He was like, well, nothing. This was before I hired him. I was like, you mean for what? He was like, well, then I go home in my garage and I just play and make something. And I go, that's the type of people that I want on an independent film, because they're here for a different reason. They're not here to be rich, although Matt does says if it ever takes off, I want to be rich. But the real truth is he's here because he loves doing it.
Yeah.
And he's really good at it. And I go, if you're going to do an independent film, you got to surround yourself with a core group of people that just love what they do. I'll give you for instance, in the first movie, the girl who played Package, and Nikki can back me up on this, she would show up on days that she was not filming and literally sit down there and sweep the floor and all that. And I kept saying, honey, you don't have to be here. And she was like, I just want to be around other actors and this set. I don't care if I'm doing nothing. And she meant it.
Yeah.
And I went, that's how you get an independent film done. Not everybody's going to be like that. But to me, you need a core group of people. And that's what I've always loved about Matt. because what's your drive to get here every day?
2.5 hours.
Yeah, so he drives.
Well,
He works long hours, and then he drives 2.5 hours here, and then he
works long hours.
works long hours, and then he drives 2.5 hours home.
So Ian said, "Did all your tattoos hurt being inked, or are you an alien who doesn't feel pain? They look brilliant but painful."
Oh, he's an alien.
Well, the only one that I would say
Hurt is probably Tank because it was so wide going on.
yeah.
Sorry,
I would say-
You actually,
I didn't expect you to turn around.
that wasn't an actor punch. You got easily.
I was gonna do
Connected.
this, and then you turned around.
The-
I accidentally punched Oak. My
The
bad.
one that hurt worse, I would say, is the one on my chest.
Show
I
him.
mean, that was painful. Well, it looks like. Now let me
You can
describe
show
it.
You can show it in the color.
I guess I should have picked a different design, because.
And for the people on Twitter that are listening, you have to describe what it is because they can't see you.
You can show
Oh,
them
they
on the color screen.
Show
that
them
way
on the color
it-
screen?
It's
Okay,
easier to
we'll
see
switch.
it. Other than just all one color, then it really won't look
So-
like it.
I probably should have picked a different design because it looks like a penis with teeth on my chest. But you know, if you're a horror fan, you know. But here, yeah,
Wait.
it's a
Oh, it's a chest
Oh,
burster.
yeah, it's a chest burst, but it looks like a penis
No,
with-
it doesn't.
No,
it looks like a chest burster.
burster.
It looks really awesome.
Yeah, it does.
That is really awesome. Matt is part alien. The cheat tattoos prove it. Yeah. Again, experimentation sweet. Yeah. People ask me all the time in every single interview. And by the way, here's a little 101 lesson for you, Matt. You're going to be asked those same questions over the next 6 months, and you've got to figure out a way to give those answers with that much energy every time.
Yeah.
Because you guys are the actors in the movie, and people really want to talk to you.
Very vocal kitty. I know. She never shuts up.
Chest burster. Yeah, I thought it looked really good,
Oh.
Brian.
I'm gonna
Um,
use a specific formula for the blood to look realistic.
Thank you, Diane. That's another great question.
Really, it's just corn syrup, food coloring, or just water with red food coloring with a dab of green or whatever to make it a little darker.
Depends on
Pieces
the
and
use.
chunks of stuff in
Keep
there
turning
with
your
it
hand.
to thicken it up, and to add that flesh look, like somebody's exploding and stuff like that.
Yeah,
They-
it's different blood for different uses, depending what it's for.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like they had Lori.
Learning how to make Yes.
I think it was
Loretta.
Lori that put blood in a couple of people's eyes, and I think Tana got some in her eyes and face, and it began to bother Tana, right? Was it Tana?
It wasn't the eye blood.
wasn't
It
the eye
was
blood.
it was like the ones we were shooting out of the cannon. It was
It's
just
No.
pressure.
Yeah,
No,
it's
that's not what
because
I'm
she got
talking
hit so many times that it was getting wiped off and it was creating like
Oh, maybe
skin
that's what I'm talking
problems. Nice to have such a dedicated cast and crew. I agree, Diane. Let's see. Did you film any of the second sequel as you filmed COD 2? We filmed 6 movies in a row or together. No, I just am clicking the comments. It's fine.
And it was out of sequence, Troy. So yeah, we were filming. We still are bouncing around. We're getting ready to later on tonight film a scene that Nicole blew with Matt and Lori again tonight. And Lori actually texted me and was like, "Please, dear God, I hope she gets it tonight." Is that a sepia filter? Yes, it is. Yeah, it is, Brian.
Would you like to see my zombie impression?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Yeah, you got to
Ready?
get close to camera though.
Wait. Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brains.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the man I know. Not the man in the last interview where he sat in the back and was like, "Yeah."
How did Tank's look come about? Who thought of the mohawk?
That was me. Anybody know who Wendy O. Williams is?
Yeah, that's what I get compared to the most.
I always enjoyed Grace Jones and Wendy O. Williams, their attitude, that they were just like, oh, darling, if this offends somebody, they can kiss my ass. I'm not hurting them. Just let me be. And I always loved that attitude.
And you said part of it was Billy Idol too, right? His crazy.
Yeah, and I always I liked Billy Idol's attitude. Whether anybody likes his music or not, I like the fact that he started off in Gen X and he was an extremely punk, and then he went, you know what? I've got no problem if people want to call me doing pop music. I can still be punk and do pop music. And to me, that's more punk than anything in the world, which is kind of how I look at what I do. I go, I'm making a horror alien movie with a badass chick in it, but it can still have a message to it. And if people don't get it and they only want to watch Sundance films, which I love Sundance films, then that's on them. Rob 74, yes. Yes, classic. Grace Jones was an ass kicker, was it? Yeah. And what I loved about her is I remember watching an interview with her when I was really young, and she literally just said, somebody asked her if she cared about how people judged her, and she said, what you should be asking me is, how do I judge people? And the interviewer went, okay, well, how do you judge people? And she went, it's real simple. Are they nice to me? Then I'm nice to them. And I go, yep, it's that simple. That's why I loved her. But I absolutely loved her.
Grace Jones was an ass kicker with 0 fucks to give.
Did you check it again?
Oh, I'll check it really quick. I don't.
We're going to
think
check it
it's gonna-
again just to make sure.
I don't think it's gonna go through today, but we'll
Yeah,
see.
it probably isn't.
Probably gonna be next week. Nope, not yet.
Yeah. So the idea. Wait, hold on 1 second.
Aw, Steve. See that, Maddie? People like hearing you talk.
We're going to get Lori on here too in a second. She just now threw up in her mouth. Did the idea of the claustrophobic calling for the first alien idea for the film. It's funny that you mentioned that. I have 3 films. I've never told anybody what the 3 films are, and I never will. But I can tell you one that is one of my favorite all-time movies, and that was the original Alien. I'm not going to get into have I enjoyed other movies more? Absolutely. But I have specific reasons why. And the other 2 films, I'll never tell anybody what they are. But I will say this. The idea came to me on this second one, Aliens by James Cameron. Even though Alien is one of my top 3 favorite movies of all time. When Bishop got in that tunnel and they welded him in, I remember sitting in the audience and I was literally terrified because my head went to, well, you can't even try to fight. If he runs into an alien in that small little space, what's he going to do? Be like, well, here's my thumbs. Or if it comes up behind him, he's like, let me try and kick you with my little feet. And the thought of being eaten from the foot up terrified me. Also, the movie The Great Escape, all the scenes with Charlie Bronson in the tunnel, I remember as a kid. I so wanted to get in there with him, but I knew I'd be terrified. And then also the descent in certain parts of it, except for when the lighting person and the producer came in and put the fake lighting in, which took me right out of the movie. But the other 68% of the movie I thought was terrifying.
Bishop's face was creepy as fuck in that scene. I agree. Hey guys, Beyond Guys Me building furniture tonight, so I'm listening. Hey Johnny! I love The Great Escape.
Yeah, Johnny, I don't know if you heard or not, but you're going to have to do a drawing, and I hate to make you do it, but I want to put it in the graphic novel. I will let you see the graphic novel before it's released, and then let you come up with a 1-page tear sheet. And I want to put it in there with your name, with your web address, and all that kind of stuff, So then when it goes out, I have 8 fans that have their own type of artwork that are in there for people to look at. I think that would be a badass thing for us, but I also think it's a way to give back to hopefully drive some traffic to you all. I love The Great Escape. Yeah, I did too.
Dreamcatcher messed me up as a kid.
Yep.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, you have. You've seen it.
I have?
Yeah, you have.
Okay.
Yes, Bronson in the Tunnel was amazing. Yeah, Charlie Bronson. I don't know if you saw. There's a movie called Hard Times. I thought him and James Coburn were so good in that movie. Love James Coburn. Love Charlie Bronson. Thanks, Steve. I think it's awesome. Well, you know what? I think it's awesome. I do too.
Were other names considered for Tank? Oh, I can tell this.
Yeah, you go right ahead.
Okay, so there was not other names considered for Tank, but I almost didn't play Tank. I almost played Package in the original film.
Yeah, you
because-
should tell them that whole. This is how much I love this chick, right? Oh, right. I'm being PC. I'm sorry. This is how much I love this woman.
This strong woman.
This strong woman.
This bitch over here. No. When we,
She punched me in the face, though,
I
by the way.
know. I was gonna just tap you, and you turned into it.
And then I want you to put your arms around this girl, get her up there, and I want you all to ask her 3 questions. Just 3. Start her on 3.
So when Oak wrote the script for the first movie, he gave it to me, and I read it, and I, of course, was dying. I was crying, and I loved every minute of it. And I said, I want to play Tank, obviously. And he goes, well, if you want to play her, the one stipulation is you have to cut your hair into a white mohawk. There's no option in that. And I had really long black hair, down to my lower back. And
That
it
means
took me all of 0.101 second, and I was like, yep, I'll do it. So I did have the option to play Package, and I think he actually thought that I might pick that role only because that's the type of role I played in his film before. And I had the long hair, and he was like, there's no way she's going to shave it off. But yeah, once I read Tank, I knew that I had to play her. So, but her name was always Tank. Good night, Corey.
Yeah,
Thank you
good
for
night.
stopping in.
And
Looks like I got a
The
long.
heat
Oh,
sucks.
the heat does
Yeah.
suck. It's terrible. Giving back to the true fans is great. I agree. All right, Lori, switch seats with Matt. Get there, front center. Get you some questions, girl. Let's go.
my belly button. It's way down there.
I didn't know
And
what
so
you were doing.
for you
In my belly
hardcore fans, we are going to go live later on tonight
I gotta pee again.
while we're filming that scene. But yeah, everybody, let's start off with this. All right, Lori. So let me give you the 2 questions. Number 1, what's the name of your character? And number 2, were you scared? What was it like? Were you scared? Were you excited? Did you do an audition? Did you not? Talk about that.
My name's Mouse, and I was nervous but excited at the same time. And I did audition.
Yeah, you did. And in fact, I gave all the actors a really, really hard thing to do, and you were the only one that figured it out. By the way, just to let you know.
It took forever.
Yeah, you did. You figured it out. Brian asked Lori, have you done much acting before this?
No, I have not. Have done any acting at all.
Gavin asked Lori, what's something challenging about doing blood/effects, and why do you like doing it?
I've always liked doing the blood effects and everything, and I taught myself going into working at haunted houses and everything. And then the only thing challenging was Oak telling me to redo certain things. But other than that, it's pretty easy to me.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting because Lori, you did, right? You did haunted houses like the ones that would hire you to come on and help, like not like little tiny haunted houses, like big events, things that would go on for the whole month.
Yeah.
Kind of like Matt. That's you did it because you kind of love it.
Yes.
It's not like you were making a lot of money. You still had to have a job while doing it, right? Yeah. Gavin asks, Lori, what's something challenging about doing blood/effects? Probably gonna say me. And why do you like doing it?
I answered that.
Oh, you did. Okay. This is. I'm
She really
I'm
is
gonna tell you, by the
mouse.
time this is done, she's
Yeah,
gonna be one
you
of
were the
best.
challenge.
She's gonna be one of the best PR people on the planet.
You were my challenge.
What is the one thing that has helped you evolve as an actress playing mouse? Good question.
Probably getting out of my head and thinking certain things. And
To get you in that emotional state.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
I would say also you worked a lot with Nicole.
yes,
I think.
she's very helpful.
Don't force that answer on her if that wasn't her
Well,
answer.
no, she
Shut
told,
up.
no,
I mean-
she told me this before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this bitch over here.
All right, don't
She
interrupt her.
has helped a lot, helping me out with scenes and everything.
And let's see, is horror your favorite genre?
Yes. Always has been.
I'll ask you, what's one of your favorite horror films that you've seen? The first one that comes to mind over the last couple of months.
I don't know. I've watched so many.
What's one that you really like?
Like overall or in the last couple of months?
I'm not asking you, am I,
Oh.
Nicole?
Sorry. I was asking, clarifying for her.
I think she's got a brain so you can figure it out. What's something that you've liked that you've seen in the last couple of months? None? Hey, that's a legitimate. We were talking about that earlier. One thing of many I loved about Crawl or Die was you didn't have music all the way through and used natural sounds. Okay. God, that sounded fucking pompous, didn't it? Haha. No, it didn't. Actually, Ian, I'm glad you brought that up. That truly is something that the distributors fought me on, and I had to fight tooth and nail for, was when I would, number one, they kept, Nikki, you can back me up on this. One of the earlier distributors wanted me to strip out all of my sound and put in like 8 rock music. They said, we need some like hard driving rock music through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, the sound is perfect. And they were like, no, you need some hard driving rock music. And I was like, no, sound is perfect. I love dropping out sound. I love just hearing a creak with no sound. So I actually really appreciate you saying that, Stephen Hawkins. Listen, can we get a 2 or 3 word answer?
Roast you.
Fuck you. Is speaking in film easier than being put on the spot? Oh, that's a good question, Steve. To Lori?
Honestly, I hate being put on the spot. So yes.
She does. And that's the thing. Again, Steve, because I know that you're an independent filmmaker, and to all the other actors, I know that this is really hard for Lori, just like acting is really hard for her. And this is why sometimes I have friends of mine who are blue-collar workers, and believe me, I've for 1 year of my life, I did concrete work. I've been a plumber. So I'm not putting down at all blue-collar workers, at all. I'll stand up for them all day long. But one of the things I get upset about sometimes is there's a lot of high-named actors on the planet that everybody hates for certain reasons. But I go, okay, that's fine. But what about the 1.5 million people who are going out there and trying to do stuff? Like, don't just discount everybody, because I'll use Lori as a perfect example. She hates doing interviews. I know it. She hates being put on the spot. She gets really nervous about when a scene is about her. But what I love about her is she has such a drive to do it, and she really wants to do it. So, it's up to me to learn how everybody is. Matt's very boisterous. He can't wait. He's like, wait, is it a scene with me? And, he'll be like, well, I'll drive down there for 2.5 hours. I've got that scene. Nikki's the same way. Lori's not, but she has that same desire and burn. I am going to teach her, though, how to give interviews because the people in Japan keep asking about Mouse. So we're going to get it to where you just have 5-word answers, and that'll be enough. Because the truth is, I know the passion is there. Other than that, Matt and Lori, what's your process before filming a scene, and how do you get in character, and do you listen to music right before? Good question. Matt, let Lori go first.
It depends on what kind of scene we're doing. Like if it's a deep thought, emotional maybe scene, I have to get away. Or sometimes I talk to Nikki and that helps. And then she'll leave me alone for a while.
Sometimes you talk to Matt too, which I know is difficult because you guys are in a relationship. But yeah, good answer. Matt?
There's time that I don't listen to music before, but I don't know if they've ever noticed me, but there's times that I'll pace back and forth, like just off on my own. And I'm just sitting there and I'm trying to think, how am I going to say this? What can I do in the scene instead of just talk? How am I going to move? What is around me that I can mess with? Things like that. And then, like I said the other night, there was a scene where I was supposed to cry, but not cry. I was supposed to get to that point where the water's building up in your eyes and stuff like that. And that was because a couple of years before I lost my dog, who was like my best friend, and had him for 10 years. And I got his ashes in a necklace. So I had that necklace just off screen, and I was thinking about him, and just sad memories, type of thing. And that's what brought those tears to my eyes. So whenever you see that happen to me in the movie,
Yep.
my
You don't
dog's
know how you
ashes
got
are
there.
off screen.
Mouse, is there anything?
Wait.
Oh.
Hold on, Nicole. What do you do?
I answered. Okay. Well, I answered. Gavin was asking them because I answered him about that the other night. I mean, I'm happy to reshare. But
That's a lot of gum flapping. Answer the question. What do you do to get in character?
I come upstairs and Oak yells at me for about 45 minutes, and then we go do the scene. No. On this movie, it's been a little different because I had to learn how to work better on my own than having him always have to force the performance out of me. So what I've had to do is learn to talk to him a lot before the scene and know what he wants from the character, what we're trying to portray. And then once I know that, then I kind of just go somewhere by myself and ruminate. And then right before the scene, I can't talk to anybody. I just have to go straight and do it. So that's kind of my process.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to rip through some of these real quick.
Silence and Phillips.
I agree, Diane. I agree a lot.
Is there anything, if anything, that playing Mouse has taught you about yourself?
Good question, Moretta.
I don't. Never really thought about it, but I don't know.
Well, I can tell you what I think you've learned because you said this to me once. I think you learned that you really do want it.
Yeah. I do.
And even if it gets tough, you work through it. And I would say because in the beginning, sometimes you would shut down, and now you don't. You just force yourself to get through it. And I think that takes a lot of strength.
I was going to say, from the outside, I've learned that you're a
you
really
put
strong
rock me.
person.
Thank you, Ian.
Stronger than you may give
Fuck
yourself
off, Hope.
credit.
Thank you, Ian. Anyway.
Watching this on my phone without glasses, is Matt wearing a shirt?
Lori, you were doing so well. Learn as you go along. Aw, look at that. You're supposed to say thank you.
I did. She did. She just so quiet you couldn't hear it.
Oh, yeah. Lean forward.
Mouse.
Lean forward. Here's the
Thank you.
PR thing. Lean forward and say thank you. Because Diane, huge supporter
Thank
and
you.
fan. There you go. Because you're making her sound admirable. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing I will tell all the actors, and I'll tell you guys. Look, it's a miracle that people in this world decide to follow us. And what I've learned is, while you may feel awkward saying thank you, I've learned that if you sincerely tell people thank you, it makes them feel as good as the compliment they're giving you. And if you don't do it, it can be taken the other way. Because I did that once with people in Japan. They were giving me a bunch of compliments, and I was like, oh, thank you. And they thought I was like, oh, I don't care. But believe me, everybody here, we really do care. We really are thankful. It's just some of us are really shy about it. Even Nicole sometimes is like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, baby, look them in the face and tell them thank you, because that's how you really feel.
The
Jeremy.
cat unplugged the modem right as that popped up. My comment was towards mouse, not oak.
Right. Okay. So just to let you all know, Jeremy dies in the first 2 minutes of the movie. Is a shirt that looks like he's naked. Thank you, Steve. Lori, do you like baby metal? Because I reckon if you just say in your interviews for the Japanese fans that you be, that was a Japanese accent, baby metal, you'll double your fan base. You know the crazy thing about her? They, just like with Packers, they love her face. They are absolutely enamored with her face. And that's where I'm going to teach her to look into the camera and tell them thank you sincerely. Because, I mean, deep down inside, she knows how beautiful she is. Love Johnny Hogue. I also have a job and do filmmaking and work and do stand-up comedy just for fun. Yeah, I mean, that's independent, man. You know? That's I think nobody epitomizes that as much as Jeremy, Matt, and Lori.
They want to dance, Matt.
Work it, Matt. Yeah, Matt. Believe me, Matt works it. How do you think he got her?
Oh.
I guess it is more daunting doing everything so you get the words written for you in film. Yeah, I mean, it is for certain people. Look, everybody on here is going to laugh when I say this, but let's take Dan, who plays Bulldozer. Dan could walk on this right now, push all three of us off, and entertain you all for 2 hours straight. But that's because he has that personality.
He's an extrovert.
And what I've learned is, and it's a very important lesson to learn, it doesn't mean that Lori or Matt or Jeremy or Tana or Reem or anybody's passion for what they're doing is more or less. It just means that they do what they have to do, but they all have the same amount of passion and they're the same amount of brave.
I mean, look
Because
at
you still have to walk on set in front of the camera, in front of everybody else, and give a performance. And just like Lori, she's doing the best she can, and Matt is doing better and all that. But their nervousness to talk to you all is the same nervousness they have down there on that set. But still, that drive to do it and push past it is what's beautiful. Nikki would literally strip down naked and start dancing. She doesn't give a damn.
I mean,
But it
look
doesn't mean her
No.
passion for the
You
art
shut
is
up.
less.
Look at Brando. He gave the worst interviews ever, and he's Marlon Brando. Come on.
Right. And your bridge makes us want to support you more. Oh, thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Again, see, that's something I've learned. I've learned that PR people taught me. They were like, are you thankful for positive comments? And I go, I am. But I feel I don't know how to act. And they were like, just say thank you and mean it, and then you're fine. If you don't mean it, then we got to teach you how to say thank you. And I went, no, I am thankful because I'll take a live camera down there and I go, these are my choices. Live in a garage, but I am thankful for all these people. And I really mean it. And I am thankful for you all because, listen, there were people sending, I'm going to say this because fuck it. There were people sending us nasty messages about halfway through the campaign saying, you guys aren't even going to get 50% of what you're asking for. You guys are over, blah, 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 blah. And who do you think you are, and all this kind of stuff. And literally, you all, in that last 2 or 3 hours, proved to Nicole and I that we're not stupid and we're not crazy. It just meant that we had to retool the campaign and what we're doing. And we are truly thankful for it. The reason we jumped out of bed the next morning and we were positive is because we read all the messages, we felt all the love, and it really did mean something to us. So I appreciate you guys a lot.
Thank you, Steve.
Nicole does too.
I do, but you.
And Matt and Lori do also. They're just
But okay,
shy.
you just covered the whole thing. You said all the things, so we agree.
Yeah. Okay, I knew we were different on that IMDb chat thing. Oh wow.
Is that how you found us?
Oh, I didn't know that's where. Yeah. For people that don't know, I won't go over it much, but I did not know that that's how you found us, Ian. I really didn't know that. I literally went on the IMDb chat and I would talk to people that hated our movie. I would literally tell them, I'm sorry you didn't like it. I hope you like the next one. And I wasn't trying to prove a point. I wasn't trying to change their mind. I truly went, I'm sorry you didn't like it. I wanted everybody to love it and have a good time. And I went, I truly hope that you like the next one.
Ian. How wrong was I?
Oh, fuck them, you guys rock.
Thank you. Ken.
I mean,
Brian.
you know.
Not stupid, at least.
Yeah.
Ian.
How fucking. Okay. Well, sadly, Ian
Had to
had to
go.
go. He's not here anymore.
You
You
guys are
guys are
really-
always sincere and genuine.
Thank you, Johnny.
You know.
We love you too. You're so personal and down to earth. You make fans feel special and wanted. You guys are wanted and special. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Look.
You make us feel wanted and special because you appreciate our work and you watch it and you talk to us, and
And that's
we
the
love
truth.
you guys for that.
That's truth. Because, you know, I always tell Nicole when she gets down, I don't know what the path we're on is, but we're on this path. And maybe this is where we're supposed to be. Who knows if the first project we put out, we got millions of dollars, maybe we wouldn't care about the fans. But the path that we're on has taught Nicole and I, we are nothing without our fans. And that's the truth. Because I know right now over 100 filmmakers and artists, painters, writers that do unbelievably great, inspiring work, and nobody knows who they are. And so they write us all the time. They're like, how do you guys are so lucky? And while we are poor as fuck, that's okay, because I've realized we have something that they don't have, and we have support from you all. So keeps us going. Really means the world. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate it. And best little Mohawk tank dog I've ever seen on the planet. Matt, every time you go off camera.
I know. I'm like, what is he doing? He keeps disappearing, and all you see is his shirt
Ian!
belly.
Well, you
This
know,
morning, let me tell you
when you're
something,
like
Matt.
this for so long, you gotta switch.
Then scoot over. Damn.
Oh, Diane,
I'll go over here.
let me tell you something. This is one thing since you guys have hung around. My dad's been in the oil business, and there was a point in my life when I had more money than I knew what to do with. And I spent so much money on friends buying dinners and giving them places to live. And I realized that afterwards, when everything went to hell, not a single person stayed around. And what I've realized is, and I tell people that I know that are on that ladder, that are making a lot of money, let me tell you something. You better be really clear and grateful for the people that support you, whether you have money or you don't, or whether you have clout or don't, because those are the very few people that are going to be with you through the good and bad times. Case in point, there are 2 articles coming out that called Nicole and I a failure for the campaign failing. On the flip side, there are 6 magazines coming out that are like, if we know anything about these guys, they're going to stand right back up and get through it.
You're goddamn right we are.
But part of that is the strength we get from our fans. So no, we won't. Although I'll make a lot of money. I don't know.
Oh, shut up.
I might step up the ladder, like maybe Angelina Jolie instead of Nicole. No, I'm just kidding. I'm stuck.
We all know
with
you
her.
go for Keira Knightley.
I am stuck with her for the rest of my life.
Don't sound so happy about it. Especially to the cat. She's
No, it's
trying
just
to
high,
attack
especially
me.
to the
That's
cat.
why I'm distracted this whole freaking live.
Yeah, no
Right.
man struggle behind the serve yourself and You know, Gavin, I appreciate you saying that.
No, bitch.
We met some producers who told us, and Nicole, you backed me up if this didn't happen. They actually said this to our face. They said, you guys need to stop showing people where you live or showing your struggles. That's over. We're going to offer you a lot of money, and you need to start talking to a different crowd of people.
We said, fuck that!
That was one of the few times, because she was kind of like Lori at that time. During the meeting, she wouldn't say anything. And I was a little shocked because she was like, you know what? Fuck that and fuck you. And she got up and walked away from the table. And I was like, well, I guess we're not going to do a deal with you guys. Sorry. And I was like, well, there
You
you
can't
go.
tell me not to talk to my fans.
Yeah,
Get the
there you
hell
go.
out of my face.
Okay, so do you go over there, ask Lori one more question. That'll be enough
Can
for
I
her
turn
tonight.
off this BS filter,
No,
please?
you can't. Ask Matt one more
I'm
question.
turning it off.
Remind everybody why the campaign's now starting. Show everybody what we're going to do. And I'm going to start prepping for in about an hour for anybody that wants to hang around. We'll go live and show everybody us filming tonight.
Yes. So,
And by the way, you're doing a great job. I love you. I know it's hard for you, but thank you. And I love you too.
Names. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
Correct them. I agree, Gavin. Love you more for being so open. Thank you, Diane. I think Cobain said it best. I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. Yes, I agree. Sounds like they were trying to reach out to you about your car's extended warranty. Exactly. You have time to talk about it? No, we don't. Okay, so quick reminder. The reason we have not launched the Kickstarter yet is because we're waiting on Kickstarter's review to come through, because we made changes to the campaign, so they want to review it. And as soon as they approve it, we will launch, and we will keep everyone posted down to the minute.
And what's the first 50 people get?
The first 50 people get a tank Mohawk enamel pin, which means it's going to be cut out with the shape of the Mohawk and everything. And you have to donate $25 or more. So the first 50 people to do that get the free pin with their perk.
$25.
So yeah. And now, question for Lori. Lori, how was it when you first started working on the movie? Like, were you nervous? Were you excited? And how do you feel it's different from now?
I was nervous and excited.
You can't just repeat what I said.
I really was, though.
Okay.
How are you now?
Now, I'm excited to get on set, and
You still get nervous though.
yeah, I do get nervous at times. And irritated when I have to redo certain things.
Yep.
Lori got that undercover attitude. Lori with the attitude. Man, Lori
I
did
get
great.
excited
Much
and
appreciated.
nervous too, but whenever I do my little scene, I'm like, did I suck? But I don't get a second chance at it. It's like, got it, good.
That's a one-take wonder. He always nails it on the first take, and then he frets the rest of the night on whether or not it was bad or not. But he was always good. Oak wouldn't let you fail, Matt.
Because I will say this, Oak has yet to let me see anything that I have done on screen. Now, if it's effects-wise, he kind of lets me see it so we can see what doesn't work and what works. But for me, being Joker, front of the camera, I haven't seen nothing. So I'm like, crap.
I think that's all the actors. Wait, Ogre, you coming back? I gotta turn your filter back on. Hold on.
It's okay.
Back on. There you go. Don't want to scare people. Okay, Matt and Laura, you did great. Much appreciated from Steve. Thank you, Nicole, Matt and Laura, for being so wonderful doing this. Of course, Diane, thank you for being here and talking with us. How is it working with your partner? You talking to me or are you talking to them?
Well, we can both answer it.
Okay.
We'll go first, and you guys can be thinking about how you're going to talk about it.
Okay.
It's difficult.
What do you mean? I am a joy to work with. No.
It's difficult because I did make myself a promise. I won't lie to an artist. If they're doing a bad job, I'll tell them. Lori can testify to that. Sometimes I'll tell her, and I know it's going to really hurt her feelings because she doesn't know me as well as Nicole does. But I have made Nicole do over 100 takes, and she'll scream and cuss and yell and get hurt. But I always fall back on, as long as the people around me, and even if they don't know, I'll still make them do it because I know is that every second that they're showing their art form on film, that they're not going to be embarrassed about their performance. So it is tough because there's times, for me personally, I joke about it, but I kind of do love this damn thing. And I don't want to see her hurt. I don't want her to be hurt. In fact, the scene we're doing tonight, she blew. And I embarrassed her a little bit because I brought everybody up here and I showed her what she did because I wanted to break through that barrier. I wanted her to really see, because I know how much talent she has. And I went, that wasn't good enough. That didn't work. I didn't enjoy it. Actually made me feel bad about it later on. But then I just go back and go, well, she should know me. And even though she didn't at that moment, lipstick.
No, you don't. Shut up. Well, on my side of it, I think the hardest thing for me was because we've been together for 100 years, and we're a couple. It's hard sometimes to really listen as a director actor. I have to step out of the relationship mode and step into actor director mode because during our regular life, I'm like finishing a sentence for him all the time, or he'll say something like, yeah, I get it. But as an actor, it's important to really listen to what your director is needing from you and what they're saying, and not just assume you know what they're trying to say. And I think that's been my biggest struggle. I knew he was gonna have to get on me at times about not doing a good job because you did that on the first one too, and I need that at times. So I was never upset about that. Yeah, I was in the moment hurtful because I was embarrassed of my own job. But I was never I never took anger to bed going, I would sit and talk to him after and be like, look, I'm sorry. I was in my head. I was taking what you were saying as you, my fiance, saying it versus you, my director, saying it. And I let it hurt my feelings and all that stuff, but it wasn't appropriate. So that's been my biggest challenge, with just separating what we are as a couple and what we are as a team working together. So
you guys?
We even went first.
No, yeah, y'all are winded.
Well, that's all right. I'm sure you guys will cut it down to one word answers, so go ahead.
Oh my god.
Sometimes the car ride home is fun.
Oh god.
I get nervous around Matt. Sometimes I don't want to ask him things because then he goes on with a whole story of how to do your scene. But it's
Will you ask?
not it's not bad working with him.
Don't want my opinion.
Now, on the special effects wise, that's a whole different story. I got to do that myself and talk with Oak. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll do all the cuts and everything else on her own, and she don't ask me anything. She'll go talk to Oak. Then Oak will say, nope. And then she'll be sad, and then she'll come to me.
That's not
not that
normally
I'm-
what I say.
Sad.
But no, look, I'll throw this in there to save them a little bit. Normally, I don't allow people in a relationship to be on the set. I don't allow actors to bring their significant others on set, because if I have to jump on an actor or somebody on the crew, I know that the significant other is going to be sitting there and they're going to go, wait a minute, what's this son of a bitch saying to my significant other? So I normally don't allow that. But I allowed them. But it has been a learning process, because there are things that Lori gets that Matt doesn't. There are things that Matt gets that Lori doesn't. And I love them both dearly. But again, how I've maneuvered that is to always fall back on the same thing. I know that I'm not saying or doing anything maliciously. I'm trying to get the best out of every single person on set. And sometimes that makes the director seem like an ass.
Sometimes? No.
Right. But I will say this, all joking aside, I assume, although I am sure there's always 20% of the people on set who will have a different opinion on this, but I assume as much as Matt and Lori joke about me or get frustrated, or even Nicole, I think everybody knows the truth is I love all these people to death. I'm only trying to push them to get the best thing possible. And if I do, I'll use poor Lori as an example here. I'm going to reach over and make sure I touch your arm and not your breast. Is this, and I mean this seriously, there were, I knew what Lori's barrier was. It's her being in public, shy, and all that kind of stuff. And one day I went on her Instagram and I saw how creative she was. She was doing all this creative work out there and would just throw it out there. And so what that told me was, again, it was a learning experience as a director. I went, okay, so I'm dealing with a personality that has all this creative energy, that has all this desire to be creative, but when you're dealing with her publicly, you know, she stumbles over her words or she wants to hide a little bit. And I went, okay, my job isn't to break her out of that. My job is to go, I want to tap into that. I want you to be who it is you want to be. And you don't have to be like Nicole, or you don't have to be an extrovert like Matt or Dan or me. But you do have to learn a little bit, and that's okay. You can be you. But I wanted her to know, and I've told her this many times, you are just as strong as Nicole. You're just as strong as me. You're just as strong as Matt. You're just as strong as Dan. Because even though you were scared and nervous, you still have a desire to do it. And it's not, well, I'm making $1 million, so I have to go out and do it. It's, I'm not making anything, but I really want to do this. So I think that's a really important thing to learn, and it's why I love these people a lot.
Ian, Lori, did you have to rent Nicole's chair? I love that chair, but she couldn't have it. She's borrowing it. You cannot have
She
it.
made me rent it.
And Lori, did you have to rent Nicole?
Is it easy? I accept
You see this
butt
switch off
pics
from
for
Paul and I were
chair
relaxing
rental.
after filming interviews. Thank you, Diane.
That's how she
That's how
treats
she
her
treats
fans.
her
Who?
fans.
Me?
I don't know
I'm
who
sure
you're
even though
talking
the
about.
frustration, there is that
I'm
high
sure
level of
you-
trust. There is, Marta. I trust Oak 100%. 100%.
Yeah. And again, in the past, I would be like, oh, but now I go, no, I should take pride in that because I do stick to that. So I can tell you thank you. By the way, Moretta, I'm going to say this now because I know you're there saving lives. because her main job is, and she told me I was allowed to say this. She runs. She's one of. If you call 911, you might get her.
Well, in this town anyway.
Well, of course. But you, I don't know, you sat your whole family genome down, but your family was a huge supporter of us.
Yes.
And it touched Nicole and I's heart tremendously because there were uncles and brothers and
Sisters and
sisters
friends.
that I know went, I don't even know what this movie is, but Moretta told us to support it, so we are.
Yeah. Thank you, Moretta.
It's one of the few times I think I've had a tear in my eye, only 5 times, and it's always been about a pet, never about Nicole. But
I
thank
cry
you very
enough
much.
about you for the both of us. That's right.
But it meant a lot, so thank you, Moretta, a lot.
Oh, that's how
I'm
far
hungry
behind
from
we
the
are. I should
freeze.
talk about when we froze up.
Okay,
Can't
right.
take no shit personal. I'm working on that one. I try my best not to.
I think all artists, including me, well, not me. I don't give a damn about negative reviews. I don't care. I think most artists, take it to heart.
The moment Matt finds out he is sacked, what? We would never fire Matt. It's tough to walk that
I would
fine
fire
line.
Matt. No, I wouldn't.
It is tough.
It is a fine line.
Personal and working relationships separate. That is the goal. And that's
Yeah.
definitely what I have
And
struggled
it's
with.
still tough.
It's getting better. I think I'm learning how to do it better.
The last scene in the movie of Crawl or Die, that scene when she's in there confronting the alien, again, I've told this before, I'll keep it short. That took Nicole and I 4 to 6 days. We were by ourselves, and I actually had to hurt her feelings verbally to get her to a point of to where she was furious. And I'm not going to lie to you, afterwards, I had this guilt for 2 or 3 months until we were sitting in the ArcLight in LA. And after the movie screening, there was an hour and a half line of people wanting her to sign their poster. And I went, see, baby, I felt really good about it.
He
Then.
Shelley Duvall me from The Shining. He Kubricked me. That's what he
I
did.
would.
It worked though.
I kind of did. I would imagine not many people cannot imagine how much Nicole Snap found my film. Yes, Steve. Now that you're saying that, I will tell you this. One of my favorite things about doing a movie, it's what I kept trying to tell a lot of people who've never been on a movie set before, and I would say only 50% of them got this. One of the greatest things about doing a movie. This is why, again, I never go into politics or religion, but I go, sometimes when people bag on an actor and they say, we're going to ban this actor, they don't see the 1,000 people behind the scenes that get affected by that. And what I mean by that is, I've told all the cast and crew and actors, man, believe me, enjoy this time. Because when it's over, this world is gone. And then you have your bills and you have your credit cards and you have life going on. But right now, you're surrounded in this world of all these people coming together, and it's like a magical time. And I think, Nicole, you'll back me up on this. It's one of the driving forces to do another film or project.
Yeah.
That excitement of being on set, surrounded by people who are like, screw everything happening in the world and screw how much money I have and am I filing bankrupt? It doesn't matter. On this set, it's this little world, and everybody kind of loves each other. It's the most addicting drug on the planet. Þú for backing me up, Nicole.
I said yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's the normal
No, it
answer
really
I get.
is.
Like, yes.
I didn't know you wanted me to say
Or,
anything else. No, it
nope.
definitely is. It's a family. It becomes your family.
I have to get guys drive on and break a leg. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
There's
I'm
always
going
that
that
learning
learning
curve.
And I think any great artist never stops learning, ever. It's fun when you read comments out of context.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of it.
Thanks
Loretta,
for doing
thanks
that,
for doing
tough,
that
job.
tough job.
Yes.
Yeah, Moretta, you're next time you're on set, I know you're a woman and I'm a male, but you're going to get the biggest hug that you have ever gotten in your entire life.
Lori
Lori
and
and
Matt,
Matt, what's your favorite costume you've made? Oh, that's a great question, Gavin.
You better
You wanna
say
go
the
first?
creature. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm gonna say I got two. My number one, I would have to say, would be the Dracula armor I made from 1992's Bram Stoker's Dracula. That was my best. Everybody loved it. And then my second, I made a American Werewolf in London costume
Oh,
to
that
where
was
it
awesome.
crawls, where it's on all fours. You know, and everybody does the two-legged werewolf, you know, if they go in costume, where if they did an American Werewolf in London costume, it's just either Jack or, you know, him just with some werewolf makeup on, but they've never done the wolf as a costume. So I did that, and it turned out pretty good. And my friend Karen, she dressed up as Jack, all freshly torn up and stuff. And we was a hit that year at Texas Frightmare Weekend. So I would say those two costumes, Dracula and the werewolf.
But beyond that, the creature for the movie. No, anyway, Lori, go ahead.
I don't really make costumes, so I don't have a favorite costume.
She more does like blood effects and stuff like that, so hers
Yeah.
isn't.
Well, anything that you've done at the haunted house that you made on yourself?
Well, it changes every day.
I know.
I
Is
mean,
there any one?
It's okay. It's okay. I love you, baby girl. Nothing like creative truly is magic. Yep, I agree. Love that feeling. I do too. Yes, something amazing being created. It takes everything involved to make it happen. His family. Yeah, it really is. And I tell independent filmmakers all the time, your job is not to go on there and try to mold people into how you think it should be done. Your job as an independent filmmaker
Facebook message
is to
it
look
me.
around and go,
I can pull it up on the screen.
this person has the passion, this person has the passion. And believe me, I'm famous. I fire people all the time. It's a weird question because I'm not paying them, but I've done it on every project. I can tell right off the bat, this person doesn't have a passion to be here. Get them the F off this set because I feel like it's disrespectful to people like Matt and Lori who work 40, 50-hour jobs, and they come down here on their own free time, and they're here because of passion. And I go, I don't give a damn who you are. You could be a millionaire and be on this set and be flippant about being here and what everybody's doing. I don't give a damn. I'll kick you right off this set. Because I'd rather have 150 people, and everybody on here should understand this. Everybody should reach through this computer screen and hug Lori, because I go, I know this is really tough for her, but I'm going to tell you something. Give me 100 people like Matt and Lori who have a passion to be here. I know that Lori has dreams and everything that she's wanting, and she hopes this work. Matt does too. Nicole does too. I do too. I'm like, Jesus, give me a shower that's not filled with mold. I would love it. But we're here because we love this. And I go, give me those people. That's all I need.
Here's Matt's werewolf costume that he made.
Viewers can escape in the film and cruise in Ashford. Yes, I agree,
That was
Gavin.
badass, Matt.
I mean, ask me, look at that picture and ask me why I went. Matt will be on every single. I will take Matt over Nicole. No. No, I truly, I told Matt this, and it's one of the few things that even when he's mad at me, I know that when he's driving home, he knows it's true. I told Matt, you will be on every project I do because of that. He's going to say no to this, but I go, I look at Rick Baker's work, and I go, there's nothing better than what Matt does, he may have more money and he may have a crew. I was like, give Matt a crew of 10 people and a budget, please. I'd go to war with him in a second. With the pandemic, have you changed much in the way you work? Yes. It was, Diane, it was a very challenging. I think that one thing that I haven't spoke about much is, even though I filmed 6 1.5-hour movies in breakneck speed, I also had to be very smart. I had to be respectful of everybody's opinion. I had to be respectful of the insurance and what I could afford. So I had to do something that I hate doing. I had to film out of sequence because I could only have so many people on set at one time. I had to have people sign waivers. So it added time, it added a financial strain, and it also, again, kicked me right in the gonads and went, it's not always about how I see the world. If I truly love people and I'm going to judge people on how they treat me and not what their ideology is, I have to be respectful of what everybody is thinking. And I think I did a really good job of that. It actually made me a better person, I think.
Here's another picture Matt sent from that
Fave
costume.
makeup then for Lori.
Oh, yeah, Lori.
Oh, so instead of a costume, Gavin really is interested in your lifetime before the movie. What is the favorite makeup? I think the fans are wanting to know, what's something that you did that you're really proud of, that you went, this makes me want to do more of this?
Probably when I first was starting out, I did a saw through my head, and then I did a half a game controller in my head to make it look like I got stabbed with it. And I did a Mountain Dew bottle, and then I just started experimenting from there, here and there.
That's cool.
See, there you go. Look, she's
There's
opening up
Matt's
more.
Dracula
Here's what
armor.
Well, hold on one second. Take that down. Take Matt's down. Take Matt's down.
Okay.
Take it down. If anybody wants to know, because I can tell you right now, Lori could be sent to a 4-week class, and she's only going to be 30% better at interviews than she is right now. But she's trying. Believe me, I know she's sitting over there. Her armpits probably have beads of sweat going down. If you want to know how creative she is, check out her TikTok.
Yes.
When I saw that, I went, oh my God, this woman is just as creative as Matt or I am or Nicole. And I go, so thank you so much, Gavin, for that question, because I know she struggles in verbal interviews, but she has the same amount of passion and the same amount of strength as everybody else. To all y'all, when you watch Carl die back, do you get lost in film, or are you constantly thinking, I remember how uncomfortable that scene was? Thanks, Ian, for asking a question to the fans.
No, he was talking to us.
No, he said to all of you.
Yeah, to all of us.
Oh, us.
You
Oh, that's a
dingus.
good question.
I actually, when we did that watch party is the first time I ever watched it that I wasn't thinking about how uncomfortable it was to film or anything, and I actually was able to get into the story. But I think that was the first time because I just hadn't watched it in years.
Matt?
Just how uncomfortable that alien head was.
Well, I think that's the question. Have you ever been able to watch it and completely forget about all that and get lost in the movie?
Oh yeah, when I went and seen the movie for the first time in LA, I was blown. Like I didn't know really what to expect from the movie and stuff like that. But I was like, damn, this is really good. Because it made me like, you're into it. Like some people, I've read comments and stuff like that. People's like it's slow, here and there. But when I went and watched it in LA, it didn't seem that way to me because I guess I was just too into it. Because I was like, what's going to happen? Yeah.
I will say, if I was just the director, but since I did the editing, I have never been able to watch the movie all the way through and not gone, I should have fixed this, I should have done this, should have done this. But I think that's because when I'm editing, I watch it 1,000 times in a 10-second segment. I have not been able to disassociate that from me. I haven't been able to enjoy it on that level
As
yet.
we all learned when we did the silent watch through.
Right. Yep.
You talked all the way through.
You help people find the way, Oak. Okay. See, this is my PR learning. I don't think there's anything special about me. I think one thing I learned is beyond creating something that I love and believe in, it really does excite me when I see talent in somebody to try to push them to put that forward. I think I enjoy that as much as putting a movie out there that's great. Believe me, I like when some of the interviews gave me accolades on the editing or the way I filmed it. I do, of course, it makes me feel good. But I get more enjoyment when Nikki got nominated for one of the top 10 most promising actors on the planet, or when Japan voted Matt's Creature as one of the top 3 scariest creatures for 2 years in a row, or that in the UK that the cast and everybody came together and we had a longer run monthly showing on the UK television every month than the Avengers did. Yeah, so I am proud of that. So thank you, Diane. Ripley called Monster Alien back. Hi, guys, by the way. Thanks, Cannon. Fuck you. No, seriously. I love you. Okay, sweet. Love it. Amazing werewolf. It was Diane. He's very talented. Damn, Matt Crabtree. That was probably when you stood up and showed your belly.
Oh.
Matt is an underrated talent. More people should be hiring. And Lori. I told Matt that. I haven't told Lori that. I think Lori would run with that or kick Matt in the ass for not doing it. But I told Matt that after the first movie, I was like, there's going to be a bunch of independent films. But he kind of just went, let's see. That werewolf pic, the woman in the background looks like she wanted out of Walmart. Oh, I don't
She
know
was
what they're
supposed
talking
to be
about.
Jack from the movie. You know, the guy that the werewolf attacks in the beginning?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah.
But that could also be in People of Walmart, I guess. Wait, you didn't really let me put this up before, so there's his Dracula armor that he's most
Yeah.
proud of.
I think Matt likes it because it makes
Tom
him look
Savini.
skinny. No,
Because I was skinnier then.
brother,
Probably not
I
alive.
packed on 65 pounds for that first movie. You don't have a thing to worry about.
I was watching the film in the dark, and with me sitting close to the telly, you feel every claustrophobic moment. Yes, I always tell people that haven't seen it when they're going to watch it. I said, dark room, sound really loud, and sit close to the TV.
Okay, so I know it hasn't happened, but since we still have a crew here, I literally have not looked at one of the Japanese things. I feel so poor. I have to fix that tomorrow. Check, see if it's live by
We
any
can
chance.
check it
Let me-
tomorrow. And then we're probably going to go live again for filming tonight, so we should probably hop off so we can get ready. Yeah, it's not live yet.
Okay, So we have 45 questions.
Okay, well, we'll answer those tomorrow. Or, like, later. Because we got to get ready to film. It's
Yeah.
already 11.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. So I'm a little bit sad. There was so many of you all that jumped on here to support us. We thought we were going to be able to go live. Kickstarter, we have no control over that. We sadly changed up some of the perks. They want to review it. Okay. We don't know when they're going to give us the approval. We are going to go live probably in an hour. If I can keep those two, Matt and Lori, up, we're going to film a scene. Hopefully you
Night,
guys
guys.
will come back
Going
on.
nowhere.
Even
Good
if there's
night,
two of you. Again, you guys are welcome to message Nicole privately. I don't think everybody in America wants me to send out a notification when I'm going live at 3 or 4 in the morning for the people in Japan. So I'm not going to. We are going to probably be going on around 6:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30.
It'll still post
every
to
night.
your Facebook, though.
Yeah.
So,
5:07 here. I haven't slept. Is that
Oh,
5:07 a.m.,
yes.
Diane?
Yeah. She's in the
Oh, sweetie.
Lori and Matt, thanks for joining us, putting up with Oak, right?
All right. So
you for
Gavin
this.
is
Love
now
you.
going to be permanently hidden from the comments. Oh, Diane. That's why don't everybody email me and ask me this, but one of the 50 is already gone. I'm going to give that to Diane because, Diane, I don't know how you stay up. I know you're overseas in a different time zone, but, and also the kind messages that you sent us about keep going forward and all that. I mean, I appreciate it. I know my little chubby panda appreciates
What do
it.
you call me that for?
Oh, you know I love it.
Oh.
Chubby panda.
I was a tank stunt double. in the movie.
He was my body double for my nude scene. It was perfect.
All right. So, excuse me, it's 5:08 here.
Oh, well.
Yeah, well, Ian, I mean, okay, I give you the same accolades. Would you quit sending me nude pictures of you from the waist down? Then I would give you the same, props.
It's very cool.
That's very cool.
That's
Especially for Cyan. Yeah. Steve, I'll tell you this. On our first movie, our goal was to get just 40 fans like Diane. And we were able, we got like 75. And on this goal, I've said, if we can get 200 fans like Diane that truly do support us, I'll be able to walk into Hollywood this time and say, yeah, you know what? We want at least 15% of the profits this time. And because without that, they'll just say, well, what are you going to do? Nobody's supporting you. So it means the world to us. It really does. I don't know how else to say that to you all. I'm not going to get emotional on here, but you guys, your support are allowing the strength for Nicole and I to sit down at the negotiating table and say, well, you know what? Screw you all. If you guys won't give us this, we'll turn to our fans and we'll just sell it to them and we'll be fine. And if I'm able to prove that, it's life-changing. So I really do appreciate it, all joking aside. Now, here's what's going to happen. So I don't tear up. We're going to probably end this. I'm going to let Nicole do this because I've got to prep the camera and everything. Probably take us an hour because it always takes Nicole. How long does it take Nicole to get ready, Lori and Matt?
Before or after laundry?
Right. Takes Nicole about an hour to get ready.
I gotta do this thing.
Yeah.
It takes forever.
Why wasn't that done before we got here?
But
Because we were
thank
busy.
you.
We were working.
All
What
truth
was
is-
you working on before we got here?
The Kickstarter stuff.
This is what you want. Other actors giving other actors crap. We're gonna get ready. I will do this. Anybody that shows up in the next hour and a half, I think we'll just be live even during the filming.
No! Are you freaking kidding me? I'm gonna die. I already sucked at this scene once. I don't need that kind of pressure.
It don't have to be looking at us.
We gonna go live for the performance.
No!
It's the only time I'll do this. So anybody that shows back up in an hour, hour and a half,
No.
if you guys want to see Nicole and Matt and Lori acting in a scene with me directing it, you guys can do it. Be once in a chance.
I'm not feeling well. I think I gotta go to bed now.
So, Nicole,
See you
I'm
later.
pretty tired myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to
Nicole,
bed now.
come here. I want you to thank all these people.
I'm going to.
Like,
you can
literally, at one point, we had 250 people worldwide watching us.
All right, guys, stop that. All right, guys, thank you so much for chatting with us. We'll keep you updated about the Kickstarter going live, hopefully, in the next day or two. Thanks, Beretta. I'm gonna die. Yes, brace up. What is that? Magobi? I don't know what that means. Thank you. All right, guys, we'll see you back in like an hour or so, okay? And we love you. Thank you. Bye.
I'll be asleep.
He'll be asleep.